Racing coming your way from Hollywoodbets Kenilworth on this Tuesday. Going to be great fun midweek as we lead up to the Langerman this coming Saturday. That's going to be a lot of fun. Check that roll of honour and see which 2-year-olds at this late stage of the season are putting their name up for classic races during the Cape Summer Festival. Yeah, can you believe we're not that far away? But now all the attention is around Durban. It's on champion season, and most particularly Africa's greatest horse race. Don't forget to get those tickets to come and join us at Hollywoodbets Gravel on the 5th of July for Africa's greatest horse race, where the 129th chapter of Hollywoodbets Durban July history will be written. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel as well. Lots going on the racecourse front. Lots of fun, lots of exciting things gearing up and gearing down, whichever way you're looking at it, with the season drawing towards an end. I'm talking about the South African racing season, of course, and some equus decisions to be made. Let's talk about this 9-race card. The first gets underway at 12:05. The Hollywoodbets Kenilworth welcomes you. Maiden Juvenile Plate for fillies over 1,000 metres. There's no betting available at the time of recording, sadly. So as far as first-timers are concerned in race number 1, we are going in blind. And I think this race probably sets up for a first-timer because there's some very well-bred debutants who will be lining up. 4 Pacific Waters, 5 Wait For Me, 7 Stormwatch, 10 Wise Declaration, 11 Black Erica, Amaya number 12 out of Met winner River Jetez, 15 Star World, all first-timers, even 13 Labombo Gold has got a very exciting female line and gets the services of Richard Faree. But we can't really go in blind. We've got to suggest something with form, and the horse that I'm going to refer to here is What a Star, number 8 on the card. Grand Fanika being quiet of late. Candice Bass Robinson trains. This is my line of thinking with the daughter of What a Winter. She started her career with a bang. Now we saw Claire DeLune from these form lines finally come out and win on Thursday at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, and I think the earlier version of What a Star will set her up nicely. I think over 1,200 metres on the CRS slipper behind Military Command. She may have been outgunned. She may have found 1,200 metres a little bit on the stretch, and last time behind Match that showed a lot of pace. I think the tactics were incorrect, and I think now with a little bit of a chance you'll see the best version of number 8 What a Star, certainly the version that pitched up at her first 3 starts. Number 3 Penny's Choice got a lot of scope to improve. Gavin Lorena firing here last week. The Stort Reverse and Getrix, trained by Vaughan Marshall, put up a lovely debut behind Inside Voice. She can only step forward with a run. Will she step forward enough to win? I think she's got a winning chance of that, there's no doubt, but I don't think she's without dangers. I think overall she might be looking for 1,200 metres and potentially the bend in time to come. So unless there's a lot of market support for the first timers, my suggestion in race number 1 is going to be Box Swingers, numbers 3 and 8. Really looking forward to race number 2, the perfectly placed Maiden Juvenile Plate over 1,200 metres. First leg of the bipot gets underway at 12:40. The reason why I'm looking forward to this is because the talk for the full brother of Chansonnet, number 1 Chance Encounter, first time out, was seriously loud. Ran a lovely race, given a chance from well off the pace, ended up finishing 3rd behind In a Timely Manner and doing his best work at the end. He's drawn towards the inside as well under Corne Offer for Andre Nel, and I think any improvement, and if he does sort of live up to the hype that was about him first time out, he should get into the number 1 box. Callum Dixon kind enough to chat to us on Perfectly Placed as well, so we got all the information regarding number 1 Chance Encounter. He's a lovely looking horse, and I think he's got a lot of scope to improve, and he ran like you want to see those first timers run on debut, hit the line with a lot in hand and give himself an opportunity for next time out. On that occasion he finished in front of Man of Consequence, Diogenes, 2 horses that I think have good place chances here, and back in the fast lane who is a reserve. First timers here are plenty that also make a lot of appeal. Number 7 Saudi Cat, there's a whisper out for the son of Hurricane Cat, the Argentinian bred, trained by Vaughan Marshall. Gavin Lorena takes the ride, and it probably won't take too much for number 3 Ignite the Fire, and further down the page 14 Mutiny in Heaven, an Irish bred, to be quite effective first up. 13 Wizarding World, I'd venture to say, looking for a little bit further. So what we've seen, very hard to beat number 1 Chance Encounter. I'm going to put him up as a win bet and a definite bipot banker in race number 2. Race 3 kicks off the place accumulator. The VHM Racing Syndicate Open Maiden. They go 1,400 metres, 1:15 is post time. I've been talked into this by Brandon Bailey. I'll get to that in just a moment. I'm very keen on number 1 Boundless Love. Draw 1, 3rd run after a break. 2 nice runs on return. Form to Garrix and Master in the Desert, and On My Honour to start his career. This time from a good draw with fitness on the side and going around the turn for the first time in a long time. I think all those are reasons to like number 1 Boundless Love, and he is my clear first selection. I thought his last run behind Ridian was a fair effort, and he should now be at his peak. Justin Snaith having broken the 150 mark during the week. But Brandon spoke to me about number 4 Cape Captain, and I can see his angle. The blinkers at the penultimate start just backfired completely. And either side of that, this filly's got winning form. And just to escalate her chances even more, 53.5 kilos on the back, shrewd yard, Joshua Solomons takes the ride. I mean, she receives weight from horses who have less evident winning chance. The number 4 Cape Captain. So from that point of view, maybe Brandon's onto something. Maybe there is a little bit of top 3 value about this daughter of Captain of All. So what I've done in race number 3, the first leg of the place accumulator, got a boxed exacta, numbers 1 and 4. I'm going to stick to my guns and say that number 1 Boundless Love is the horse to beat. I'm going to give our friend's horse a chance here, number 4 Cape Captain. With the sex allowance, she's very much alive. She tops the best weighted column. There's every reason to believe that she'll be bang there. So I'm going to keep it open-ended for either order, but 1 and 4 boxed exacta in race number 3. Race number 4 kicks off the pick 6, celebrating Centurion member Sandy Arundel's birthday, class 4 over 1,400 metres. Hasn't she been among the feature race winners of late? Long may it continue. We love having Sandy and Eugene on our racetracks in South Africa. Wide open race, the 4th race on the card. It's the start of the pick 6. And the horse I want to refer to is Boogie Fired, because I think this horse just grows an extra leg in the soft. He misses summer, or misses most of the chunk of summer anyway. And I thought his start to finish win last time out was full of merit, coming back from nearly a 3-month break and dictating terms and keeping Scottish Kiss at bay. Now, the pure weight turnaround from the 16th of March very much puts Industrial Strength in the picture. That's number 2 on the card, but he's now been rested for 93 days, so fitness needs to be taken on trust. Plus, it's also his first run as a gelding, so he might show any amount of improvement. But I know there's not much rain forecast leading into this meeting. I think there's a little bit forecast on the day, and I think that's just going to help number 10 Boogie Fired find his absolute best. Corne Orfa and Andre Null team up again, and he's looking for a genuine hat-trick, and I think that he's now coming into his own. He's in the sweet spot, and on the back of just a £4 penalty. I know the margin might not have been that impressive, and I thought he might have won a little bit easier. I think fitness might now be on his side, and number 10 Boogie Fired is my idea of the winner. But when you look past him, it becomes a little bit more complicated. I have suggested a pick 6, and my various numbers that go into the play are as follows. 2 Industrial Strength, because of the weight turnaround in the first run as a gelding. It's impossible to ignore him. Number 5, Pilot Flame. When Richard Fourie gets on board this daughter of Master of My Fate, she goes. And 6, Cabona Lassetti, I think, is going to be a chance as well on the back of 2 neat runs of late in similar company. Rating drop, Apprentice Allowance, all reasons to believe that that will go quite well. Number 8, Devil Saint. Whisper out about the son of Quirari. He's got form to Okavango. That's got to bring him into the picture in a race of this nature. And then the 2 from the deep draws. If they were drawn better, I'd give Happy Days and Winter Pearl huge chances, but with their draws they just go in as inclusions, because Gavin Lorena's on number 13 Happy Days, and because Winter Pearl in the back of the last run really caught my eye, and I think could be a little bit of top 4 value, but might be doing his best work too late. So that pick 6 is as follows: 2, 5, 6, 8, 10, 13, 14 by Banker 3 Midway, now or never for him, by 1, 6 and 8, by 1, 3, 4, 5 and 6 by Field, by 1, 4, 6, 9 and 10 in the final leg. Race number 5, P3 Racing Syndicate D Stakes over 1,600 metres. That's Adam Marcus' syndicate operation. It's the start of jackpot number 1. How many more chances, how much more patience do we have for number 3 Midway? Well, I believe that he will get the job done here. I think the only thing that can beat him is himself. He's conspired to get himself beaten a few times of late with cheap pieces on. He's now running solid, consistent races, but not getting the job done. Louis Mkotwa takes a ride for James Crawford. I just think that there's a lack of depth to the field. I know that he's got 60 kilos. Funny enough, it's not top weight in this race. And I really believe that this is his best opportunity. He moved in a winner last time over 1,800 metres. Might not have had the legs to go all the way. I know he won his maiden over 1,800 metres, but back over a mile where it seems like he's able to see out the race a little bit easier. From the draw last time out, a little bit of use was made for him. This time he's got an ideal spot out of gate 3, and I think the trip will be pretty uncomplicated. And with all due respect to the others, if you're making a case for Ozark and Escrio and Trey Chic and Mela Strength as horses to give him something to worry about, then I think that this is number 3 Midway's race to lose. My day is going to revolve around number 3 Midway. I know that it will take a brave man to really put your head down on a horse that's likely to be a rather short price in a D stakes, but I do think that this is his race. Midway, I'm going to put him up as a win bet in race number 5 and hope that he can get the job done. And I reckon the day that he does, his confidence might grow and he might go on a streak at a certain level of racing. Race 6 starts Jackpot 2, race Cape powered by Hollywoodbets B Stakes over 1600 metres. A very, very nice race this. We've got a lot of ability in the form of Aspect just for pure bloody heartedness. Call to You Now, it's a very good and above average horse, probably looking for further though. Captain West, we know there's a racehorse, 10 Penny, I think is still coming to his own. The Grey King has his quirks but also has a lot of ability. And the sparingly raced Katsu, who could also get up to anything. The rising 6-year-old just running for the 15th time in his career. I'm going to build my race around reputations here. Captain West and the Grey King. Let's talk about Captain West going over a mile for the second time in his career. The only time he went 1600 metres was in the Cape Punters Cup, where he was completely outgunned by one strap. I think his Achilles heel is that he doesn't have a distance. Probably one of those nothing distance horses, 1450, 1500 metres will probably be his absolute game. But with that said, the penultimate start to Tenango. Tenango probably the most exciting sprinter in the country. Not the best, that's Give Me a Prince, but the most exciting progressive sprinter in the country. And last time behind Air Raid, he caught my eye with the fastest 400 to finish. A little wonder to see him go back over a mile. Maybe now he's ready for it. We know that there's a lot of ability there. We know there's a lot of hype about Captain West, and he has let the team down before, but I reckon he's now in the right place, and if he reaches a mile, he ought to be a winning chance. And then we've got the enigmatic, the could be anything Grey King, but gets the services of Andrew Fortune. If anyone's going to get this horse to drop his head, settle and give his best, it could very well be the Candyman. He's got unbelievably good form to the likes of Flagman and horses that are a lot better than this. Garrick's All Out for 6, Let It Be Said, who I think is going to be in for a very neat summer. But you just never know what you're going to get from the Grey King. That is the worry. If Fortune gets the most out of him, he'll be the horse that they all need to beat. But with that said, if he does get up to a few tricks, the Grey King should still be in and around the money and still has a winning chance. Shouldn't be too far away from the winner. So swingers 6 and 8 in race number 6, Captain West and the Grey King. Race number 7, celebrating Centurion member Owen Heffer's birthday, D Stakes over 2200 metres. From all of us, Race Coast, thank you, Owen, and I'm sure we'll see you soon. Now, I have a bit of an alternative play here. Very interesting way that I read this race. Summer Night City. And we'll show the play at the back of this race. But let's have a look at that last run behind English Mistress. For me, she had an awful trip around. And no fault of Safiso Kutle Bungane, because I like what he did on the Snaith horse on Thursday, running into third on Queen Regent. But Summer Night City was just pressed out deep. They rode him the whole race in terms of sitting in his lap and was just stuck out deep. So credit to Eric Sands, whose yard is in good form, for sticking with the 4-kilo apprentice. Ratings come down again. And what I saw last time with a better passage, I think she just about wins the race, and we see that form under the spotlight a little bit earlier on with Midway. I know it's a little bit of an alternative play here with number 4, Summer Night City, but I'm of the opinion that if from draw 4 things are pretty uncomplicated and she reaches 2200 metres, that's the biggest kicker, that she has an outside winning chance of what should be a bit of a price. I mean, there are horses here that are in that place that run consistently. Baton Rouge, impossible to ignore him out of gate 1. 3 Beer with the boys we've been for a few times. Sansa Stark over this distance is going to be dangerous as well. But I don't think we can knock number 4, Summer Night City, and with the conditions of the race getting a sex allowance as well, I'm of the opinion that she can run into the top 3, and I think that she's got a winning chance on the back of a rating drop and what I saw last time. So get the distance, big chance. Number 4, Summer Night City. I'm going to post her as an each-way play in a very open race number 7. Speaking of very open, I was race 8, Woodhill Racing Syndicate D Stakes over 1000 metres. 10 runners, same old suspects. Line up. We've got the leader of the country championship, number 10, Electric Fields, who gets the services of Richard Ferree. And from the same yard, number 6, Rosa Assyria. Gavin Lorena takes a ride. And she's the one that bears most interest for me. Number 6, Rosa Assyria, the maiden. Could be shrewdly placed coming into this race. We've seen so many maidens come out and win at this level. Her penultimate start was her best run since last season's champion season. That was her first run after a mini break of just over 60 days, where she stayed on strongly, finishing 6th behind Gimme a Thrill. Look, she is what she is. She's no great shake. She ain't going to Hollywood, but I've always believed that she's got a win in the tank. And so does Michelle Ricks, and so does Harold Crawford. And I think that Gavin Lorena's engagement for the first time probably sticks her in here with a good top 3 chance. Champagne Mac probably the natural horse to gravitate towards as the horse that they all need to beat. Last time was outrun by a stable companion, Avignon, who was heavily supported on that occasion. I thought the cutting threads up in front probably played against, or definitely played against, number 4 Champagne Mac with a 2.5 kilo claim. He's obviously in the conversation. Country Time shouldn't be too far away under Andrew Fortune. Now takes over from the apprentice, and Electric Fields I expect to run a lot better this time around. But looking for a little bit of value in a race that probably lends itself to finding some value, number 6 Rosa Assyria, a place in race 8. Ninth and last race, Hollywoodbets Bright Future, Class 4 over 1,000 metres. So much collateral form here. They all beat each other of late. And going into this race at 4:45, I think the key horse here is number 10, the US of A. They blunted his turn of foot last time, and I think that he's got as good a turn of foot in Cape Town as any. Probably not quite at that top level, but for a horse that's emerging, probably going to still go through another division or two. Number 10, the US of A, I thought they just ran off his feet, and he wasn't able to deliver the way that he can at his last start behind Flying Finley. And yes, that is a little bit of a worry, because Flying Finley finished in front of him, as did Bluff on Bluff, and just behind him was Counter Attack, and Counter Attack comes in here better weighted to the tune of 2 lengths. So on paper, he should turn that form around. But I'm going to go mainly out of reputation here with number 10, the US of A, and suggest that he'll definitely be in the top 4, and he's got a winning chance. I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. I know that he's held in higher regard than what he showed last time, and I think it's key that Richard Fourie sticks with him. I know that Richard likes the son of the United States, and Paddy Crayer trains the son of the United States, and just whether he might have been over the hill last time in terms of having a lot of races on the back of a 3-month break and a few setbacks throughout his career, I'll put it down to that. So definite top 4 chance, definite winning chance. Would I have a bet on the nose? The answer to that is no. My backup is going to be number 4 Bluff on Bluff for the reasons I just mentioned. Wherever these 4 horses are, I think they'll all finish in a pile again, and I think Gavin Lorena getting a feel from last time out will do him a world of good, the son of Oratorio. So I think that he'll be in the action. Funny enough, he's beaten the US of A before and comes in here pretty much weighted to do the same. That was on the 28th of December when the US of A was returning from a layoff. Yep, Flying Finley, very much in the picture. So too is number 9, Counter Attack. And I think number 6, Worldly, also has capabilities of running into the top 4. But to put a lid on it all, Quartet, last race, Quartet, natural play, double float, 4 and 10 by the field. So that's a wrap for this Tuesday meeting at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth. Short and sweet, in and out. Trust that we've tipped you a few winners on this card. Like I mentioned, not that I expect too many of you to be here on a midweek meeting, but Saturday, different story for the Langerman. Those entries are out. Should be a lot of fun. Always is a great day. Like I mentioned at the top of the show, the Roll of Honor bears some very close scrutiny because there's some big names on there. And going into this meeting, we are, about 2.5 weeks away from the Hollywoodbets Durban July. The reveal of that final field isn't too far away either, and it should be all hands on deck leading into it as everyone forms their opinion and lots of avenues and lots of angles. And not forgetting the undercard, and dare I call it the undercard, the Ridgemont Garden Province could be the race of the day. The 2 2-year-old features will be out of the top draw. The Post Merchants are shaping up to be better than a grade 2, therefore of grade 1 quality, so it should be a lot of fun, and we'll see you around for the gallops, which will be 10 days before the big one. As for now, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you soon. Goodbye.